Do you ever feel like you're not good enough? Like your knowledge and your experience is not useful for your clients in developing them as powerlifters? So did I at one point in my coaching career, and until I learned about something that changed my coaching process and my coaching career for the better. I want to share that information with you, and I want to teach you how you can implement 3 easy steps to develop your coaching process forever. You'll be the best version of yourself. You could just become the best coach you can possibly be if you follow what I talk about today. What we're talking about is a learning process called the action reflection learning method. The idea behind this is that for any problem that you're trying to solve, you'll have an action that is in alignment with the problem, or ideally the solution to the problem. Then there is a reflection period where you reflect on that action and how effective you were at aligning yourself with the goal or the objective. And then there is an action prime, meaning there's this improved action. It's an action that was developed and fine-tuned based on what you've already done and how you reflected and related to the action of the past. As coaches, the actions that we take are crucial in the development of the lifters that we work with. So the actions and the processes and the training blocks that you develop for your clients will look drastically different 5 years from now than they do right now, unless you fail to implement these strategies, and you'll be the same place that you always have been. You'll simply continue to push the same strategies until you find athletes that respond well to them, instead of developing your methods so that any athlete can come to you and you can improve them and make them the best version of themselves, or help them create the conditions that can help to develop that athlete to the best of their ability. The first step in the action reflection learning method is to establish the main objective. I like to call this the global objective. So for example, you might have an athlete that comes to you and says, I want to improve on my squat, bench press, and deadlift. And specifically, they want to improve their 1-rep max in the squat, bench, and deadlift. That's the global objective. As a coach, you have to think about, okay, this is the global objective, but what are the actions that we take to develop that goal, to help them to reach that goal, or to put them in alignment with that global objective? So ideally, you have a call with them and you discuss their constraints, their limitations, and their abilities, and then together, collaboratively, you develop action steps that they can take to align themselves with that goal. In the powerlifting world, we like to call these training blocks. Training blocks are a combination of variables and a combination of specific objectives, it's something that I like to call them, that they can aim for and work towards to, again, develop that primary objective, the global objective. At the end of each block, I like to have calls with my clients and discuss how they're relating to their training. Do they feel like the overall plan that we've developed is in alignment with their objective goals, or do we need to make adjustments and improvements upon the action steps that we outlined in the past? It is rare that I have a call with a client where we don't make specific changes to the initial plan, the initial action. It is through that reflection then we create action prime, which are the improved actions, the improved training block, the block that has been developed and molded as a result of the experiences that the athletes have in their previous training block. And it's this constant reflection upon the action that helps to develop not only the lifter, but myself as a coach, because after the training block is sent, I still have a role to play. How can my discussion with the athlete and the habits that I encourage and the framing in which we communicate with our athletes, how does that impact their results and the success that the athlete has with their training block? In short, that is the action reflection learning method. I could go on and give you very specific examples of how to use this, but I just want you to know that it exists. It is the most scientific way to develop your coaching skills and developing your coaching philosophy, because you should also, as a coach, develop your umbrella global objectives for what you would like to see with your athletes and what you would like to see with your coaching abilities. And you should also reflect on your abilities and how you relate to the athlete in their program and what needs to change in your coaching processes so that the athletes can continue to improve. If you get stagnant and you simply continue to act without reflection, eventually that's going to hit you in the face and your clients are going to be frustrated because they too will not see improvements in their abilities, which will lead to multitude of issues that will have to be solved in the future. On the flip side, if you reflect on your training processes, you improve your abilities as a coach, you work on your communication, you understand what your weaknesses and your limitations are, you can continue to build plans for yourself to improve as a coach, which will in turn improve your athletes' success and enjoyment for training. That's all I gotta say for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was a useful idea and useful concept for you. If you have questions, leave them down below, and I'll talk to you in the next one.